This is not clickbait, by the way. The title is 100% correct. So what you're seeing right now is the actual government mandated alternative to Notion in France and Belgium. So why does this exist? So let me explain to you why this is 100% real. Let me explain to you why it exists. Very briefly, you might know that in the EU right now, governments are trying to cut off US-based services. EU governments don't want to have anything to do with the US software world anymore as much as possible. And so the thing is, a ton of government employees do use tools like Notion at work for government-related data. And so for EU governments, that's a big no-no. And so the French and Belgian governments came together and actually created this tool, this software called Docs, which is supposed to replace Notion. And the government will very shortly probably mandate that all government employees in France and Belgium who use Notion switch to this government and mandated Notion alternative. And now I'll be extremely brief in this video because the thing is, yes, I am in this tool right now. Yes, I am using it, but it is not publicly available. So it is open source, which means that you can download the code and you can run it in your own server if you have the technical chops for it. So you can have a local version of this tool that you can use. That's 100% legit. You can do it. But for most people who don't know how to do that, you won't be able to use it. So you will need someone who will take that code, upload it to a server, deploy it to a server, and then give you the option to sign up. Right now, as far as I know, you actually need some government ID in order to be able to log in to use this tool. So it's not a publicly available tool, but I just wanted to make a video because I thought it was half hilarious, half impressive, how governments actually came together, and as a reaction to this whole US thing that's going on right now, they created a Notion alternative, which I made videos before about Notion alternatives, so I just thought it would be kind of a fun thing to do. Please don't take it too seriously. So this is it. And actually, the thing about it is that these people who made this tool actually do know a thing or two about Notion, obviously. They've definitely used Notion before, and I'll show you why. So this is a shared account, so all of the stuff that you see here is stuff that was made by other people. All the stuff that you see here, so whatever. But what we can do right now is we can actually create a new document. So I'll click on new doc, and this opens up. Already it kind of looks a lot like Notion. So you do have a title, then you have a text area. And what I mean by they clearly took a look at Notion is if I type something in, when I select it, I mean, just look at that this looks pretty much exactly like Notion. So in Notion, when you select text, this is pretty much exactly what pops up, and even down to the individual colors. So if you click on the color button here, the colors are exactly the same as those of Notion. Even the font, even the icons, down to the icons, it looks exactly like Notion. So I don't know what Notion can do about that. I don't think they will do anything about it, but exactly like Notion, if you press on / you get a list of things that you can do. So just like Notion, you can have headings, you can have lists, you can have code, which is nice. So and it works, it works exactly as you'd expect. You can embed images, you can embed videos. So it is decently featured. It does have a few things that you would expect. Most importantly, this is actually collaborative. So I can't show that to you right now because we only have one account that we can play with. I don't have other accounts, but it is actually collaborative. So if other people were to work on this document, you will be able to see their cursors live, kind of like a Google Docs. So I think that's really neat. I don't even think Notion has that. I don't think you can really see people's cursors. You do see their edits, but maybe not their cursors directly. So that's great, actually. You can download a markdown version or of your note, or a PDF as well, or a Word file. I don't even think Notion has that. I don't think you can download Word files of Notion notes. So that is really neat. Now, again, this is not something you can log in and use right now. Like I said, you can download the code, you can deploy it on a server to kind of play around with it. And actually that means that you can have a private version of Notion if you do this. So if you get the code, you deploy on your own instance, that instance will actually be private to you. So you can have it running on your computer, you can have it running on your server, and when you use it, it's going to be completely private. Now, when you use Notion, everything you type is sent to the Notion servers. Obviously, it is a fully online service. A Notion doesn't really work very well offline. So that's actually something neat. So yeah, that is actually a more private, secure, let's say, alternative to Notion. So this is actually, you can create notes, you can embed images, you can have code blocks, you can download them, you can copy as markdown, delete them, but that's really about it for now. The whole purpose of this really, again, is simply to replace Notion for those government workers, in the French and Belgian government who are using Notion to organize their governmental work, their governmental files. And so I fully understand that some EU governments might come and say, hey, you're uploading some sensitive data, some sensitive PDFs into Notion, which has its servers most likely in the United States and is a United States-based service. And so these governments came and said, basically, stop doing that. So yeah, I just thought that this was neat. I thought that usually in my mind, I kind of, when it comes to software, I kind of equate government with bad. I don't think I've ever seen good government mandated software in my life. Maybe that's just where I come from. You might have a different experience. But I just found that obviously, some people really cared about this project. Some people really know their note-taking software. And when they coded it in such a way that it does resemble what it's supposed to replace. And so it was half hilarious that a Notion alternative is going to be mandated by the government, but it was also half impressive that some EU governments actually came together and managed to do something like this, which I never thought possible. So there you go. Again, please don't take it too seriously. This is not something that you can really use. I just wanted to show it to you because I thought it was, again, half hilarious, half impressive. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.